The Metropolitan Police have apologised to a cyclist after a senior inspector admitted that two police constables were wrong when they berated a cyclist for telling them to get out of the effing way. Footage of the incident has been shared widely on social media, which shows a cyclist travelling on a cycle lane with two young children where a vehicle is parked illegally blocking the lane. As he drives around the vehicle, he mutters the words no police can ever hear and simply accept they were in the wrong. Get out of the fucking way. Of course, police with their overinflated egos are never wrong, and so put their lights on, and even with the cyclist apologising himself for his language, the police pull him over and start to berate him.
Get out of the fucking way! Shuffle. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you were an unmarked vehicle, sir. I thought you were...
You're swearing in the street with two small children that are yours, so you're committing public order offences with your kids. How inconsiderate and stupid would it be? Now listen, if we weren't police and we were the wrong type of people, you walked past and done that, and then I ram you because I'm that type of person, because you're swearing at me, you want to put your kids' lives at risk, really and truly. Because there are people out there that listen, there are people out there that if you swear at them, would come after you. You know that, don't you? You
realise that's against the law.
But also swearing in the streets against the law, but you just did it. Okay. So you don't think there's people out there would stab you for less than that?
You can, I beg your pardon, sir, but you can swear.
You can't. It's public order. It's a public offence. In a public place where there's small children, you cannot swear. It's under Section 5 of the Public Order Act. You can look it up. I will, sir. And it is an offence. And it's a fine, £100 fine. Worse off, you're swearing in front of your own children. What example are you setting?
That's my choice as a parent.
Yeah, it is your choice as a parent, but what example, as an adult, are
you
setting?
No, okay.
Really?
I didn't know you were...
It doesn't matter, does it?
No, actually, sir, it's really annoying, because there's just so many cyclists come along here. It's really important that people don't park here. Now, you're doing a special job and you've got the right to do it. Fine. 100%.
But other people do it though, don't they?
They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to. Okay, I did choose to swear at you, and if you were someone else, I would have sworn. Yes. Now, how wrong that is...
It's extremely wrong, isn't it? Because you're in Wandsworth, where there are some really nasty people, and I get to see them quite a lot, and I mix with these people quite a lot, because I have to arrest them for doing stuff that's less than that. And I have seen people beat people up for being sworn at. Now, all I'm saying to you is, if you think about what you just did with your small children, that you're putting at risk because you're angry because there's
do you know another thing I was angry about is I had to pull out into the main lane here, and there was a BMW, and I've got camera footage of it, who wasn't letting me out. Okay, and I rung my bell.
Does he have to let you out though?
Yes, of course he does, because it's a cyclist and pedestrian priority. It is the highway code that there is cycle and pedestrian...
in the main carriageway?
Absolutely. It's my right, absolutely.
To just pull out in front of a car?
No, not just pull out, just signal and to pull out because there's a blockage. It's my right of way.
Signalling is an indication of your intent, isn't it?
I'll check that one out as well, sir.
But it is though.
I'll check that out. No, very important.
It's not indicating.
Right.
When you indicate...
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
You have a good day.
No, well, you know, hang on a minute, but these are the rules of the road. No, I was putting my stand down because I'm actually getting a bit wound up, sir.
Like I say, an indication is an intent, it's not a right.
Sorry, I don't like it when the rules are misinterpreted. I'm sorry, sir.
Why is it misinterpreted?
Because I believe I have the right to pull out, indicate in front of another car, and that car, when he was giving me trouble to come out, okay, and anyway, it happened, I moved out, I came past you. But the only reason I had to do that manoeuvre was because you're in the way. I was upset, I swore at you, and do you know what? I'd probably do it again, and I'd hope the fact that I wasn't going to get some arsehole from Wandsworth to beat me up. Yeah. Okay? Right? And my swearing in front of my children is my choice. Now you guys do a great job, but please enforce the law on the correct rules, sir.
But you don't know what we're doing here. And that is the correct
That's a different thing. No, it's a different thing.
In the street.
No, it's an absolutely different thing. I'm asking you to interpret the correct rules.
That is the correct rule.
No, because you said that I was unable, and it wasn't my right to pull out in front of someone. I disagree with you.
Indicating it's not a right, it's an intention.
I'm sorry. Okay, have a great day. Keep on your good work, but please just...
Now, to be absolutely perfectly honest with you, the guy, the cyclist, was a complete sap. I mean, yes, he did argue a little bit with the police about the swearing and trying to, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were police and all the rest of it. Well, shouldn't matter. The police were illegally parked anyway. Okay, no hazard lights, no warning triangle, nothing at all. Okay, in the rain, all right, on a very busy road, and they caused the obstruction. But of course, the police are completely free to do whatever the fuck they like, aren't they? Following more than 250,000 views and comments, Inspector Tony Adkins of the Metropolitan Police's Roads and Transport Unit admitted the officer's lecture was clearly wrong, with a statement put out by the Met's Roads and Transport Unit saying, Inspector Tony Adkins of the Met's Roads and Transport Policing Command said, I've seen this video and what the officers say is clearly wrong. Officers were conducting an operation in the area to stop a vehicle, and I'm content that it was appropriate for them to have stopped in a bus lane due to this operational need. I will speak to the 2 officers concerned when they are next on duty. This was clearly a cop with a bee in his bonnet about being told to move, and as always they can't simply admit when they are wrong and just apologise for it. Here is a tip for the police watching. If you balls up, admit it. If you want to regain trust from the public and respect, that's the way to go about it. Ego-tripping macho displays like that simply do nothing but make you look like an absolute spunk trumpet. I mean, the cop was clearly causing a hazard, and any driver would know that stopping in a cycle lane is causing a hazard. There were no warning lights, no hazard lights, nothing. I mean, if they had pulled someone over, then I might say, okay, that's a valid reason to be stopped there, I suppose. But even then, the police are supposed to pull people over in a safe spot, and this clearly wasn't a safe spot to pull anyone over. Anyway, I know the video has been viewed more than 250,000 times already, but we like making people famous to the PAP community too, so I had to add this here to see what you think of the police's behaviour.